Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to have everybody here. This Countdown to Columbia webinar is hosted by Columbia Dining. I'm actually here live in John Jay Dining Hall, one of our All You Care to Eat units. We're going to just be quickly introducing you to our program for today. Today's webinar will be recorded and posted on the Countdown to Columbia website for on-demand viewing if you're unable to stay for the whole video presentation. So we're just going to go through the agenda really quick. We're going to start by introducing the staff who joined today's presentation and then share a little bit more about the entire Columbia Dining team. Then we'll explain how your dining plan works and show you where you can use it. Next, we're going to talk about what makes dining so special. Of course, our delicious food and also our special events, which are some of my favorite things that we do here in dining. And then finally, we're going to close our presentation, which is kind of an overview of ways to stay in touch and learn more. Just as a reminder, we ask that you hold all your questions until the dedicated questions section at the end. We may answer them live during the presentation. And also as a reminder, just try to use the Q&A function to submit questions. And we're going to now introduce you to the team. So I'm Christina Apollonio. I'm the Director of Operations for our All You Care to Eat locations.
I'm Daphne Mendez, Project Manager with Columbia Dining.
And I'm Rosie Fernandez, and I manage all the student meal plans on campus.
So who is Columbia Dining? Columbia Dining is the university's on-campus food provider. Our team of more than 200 full-time staff includes professionally trained chefs and in-unit managers, as well as culinary support staff and cashiers. We are committed to good food and good service, and the team can't wait to welcome you to the dining halls. Our managers in particular are a great resource if you need help when you're in unit. If you have questions about the menu or an allergen, are trying to find something in the servery, or need assistance for whatever reason, please find a manager. Our managers typically wear a blue shirt, so they're easy to spot in the dining halls. Christina and I are modeling them here today. Now that you've met the team, we'll talk about your dining plan. Dining plans are mandatory for first-year students, but optional for upper-class students. If you haven't signed up yet, don't worry. Sign up is available all year round on our website. Your dining plan is conveniently connected to your student ID card, also known as your CUID. When you're entering a dining hall, you'll give your CUID to the cashier, who will deduct a swipe from your account. Plans offer either a set number of meals per week or per term. Meals on a weekly plan reset every Sunday, meaning you start Sunday morning with a full balance of meals. Most plans also offer a number of complimentary meals, which exist in addition to your set number of weekly or term meals. These are great when you want to swipe in a friend, or if you run out of meals at the end of the week or term. You can learn more about your plan by scanning the appropriate QR code at the bottom of the slide. Remember that a meal swipe is one meal. Please don't take excessively from the dining hall. If you wouldn't eat it all in one sitting, you shouldn't be taking it out of the dining hall when you leave. Lastly, we offer a dining plan change period if you want to change your plan. Changes must be submitted through our website between September 3rd and September 17th. Most plans also come with Dining Dollars or Flex. They both operate as a declining cash balance attached to your student account with some key differences. The most important difference is that Dining Dollars are tax-free, but can only be used at on-campus locations. Flex are taxed, but you can use them at more locations, including select off-campus merchants and for online food delivery through Grubhub. You can add more Flex and Dining Dollars at any point through SSOL, and they roll over year to year until you graduate. You can learn more about our online food delivery partnership by scanning the QR code on the slide.
All righty, so let's talk a little bit about where to eat, exciting part. Now that you understand your plan, we're going to talk a little bit about where you can use it. This map on the screen is going to show all the locations operated by Columbia Dining. Any locations marked with a blue circle will accept a meal swipe, whereas locations with a green circle are retail cafes and do not accept meal swipes. That's where you can use your Flex or your Dining Dollars on campus. Across our 8 board plan locations, we provide food service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week during academic periods. This means no matter how late or how early you're up, you can always get something to eat with dining. However, not every location is open every day. Operating hours for each unit are posted on our website, and you can see them now by scanning the QR code on the right side of the screen. Let me tell you about what's in a meal swipe. So different locations offer different things for a meal swipe. The board plan locations we saw on the previous slide offer either all you care to eat dining or a set number of items for a swipe. All you care to eat dining means you have unlimited access to the servery. You can return to the servery as many times as you need during your meal. And this applies to dining at Faculty House, Ferris Booth Commons, John Jay Dining Hall, and JJ's Place. Our other locations offer a meal swipe in exchange for a set number of items. Typically, it's an entree, a side, a dessert, and a drink. All our locations also accept Dining Dollars, Flex, or credit card. We also have some to-go meal and express options. We know our students are really busy with classes and extracurricular activities, so we like to offer some quick service options. Students may use a swipe for a to-go meal. There's kind of two ways to take a to-go meal. The first is with a Columbia Dining Eco container that you can see on the screen there. All new residential students will receive an Eco container at check-in with their CUID. This token can be exchanged for a reusable Eco container at the cashier stand in the dining halls. The Eco container is easy to use. You fill it up just like you would your plate, and then you take it to go. The next time you're in the dining halls, you can bring back your dirty Eco container, and then you can exchange that Eco container either for another clean container or for a token for later. That's right, you don't even need to wash it. Please remember that the Eco container is the only reusable container allowed in the dining halls per Department of Health policy. You are unable to use other Tupperware. You can learn more about our Eco container program by scanning the QR code on the slide. And then there's also another option, which is to purchase a compostable to-go container. That is 50 cents. As a reminder, one meal swipe is for a single meal. You can dine in and then take a full meal to go. Or, sorry, you cannot dine in and then take a full meal to go. If you do want to do both, you can do that. You just need to use 2 swipes. In addition, we offer express dining options at both JJ's Place and Chef Mike's Sub Shop. So Chef Mike's Sub Shop Express allows you to pick up a pre-made sub. While you don't get to customize your order, you do not have to wait in line, which is a good thing. JJ's Place also has a take 4 option that allows you to use a meal swipe in exchange for 4 items from the to-go corner. This includes hot and cold cereal options, yogurt, milk, cheese sticks, granola bars, and more. Take 4 is a great option, especially to restock the snacks in your room or to make sure you have a quick breakfast available before an early class.
We are very proud to have been featured in the Princeton Review's Top 25 Best Campus Food last year. Each of our locations offers something different, with menus changing every day. Menus are posted online to help you plan where to eat. We also consider food safety to be a top priority, so all of our menus are labeled with common allergens and according to dietary preferences. Many of our locations also offer dedicated vegan, gluten-free, and halal stations. We receive a lot of positive feedback from students about our food. The 2 quotes we have on the slide today were submitted by actual dining plan holders. We also hear from students that the events are among their favorite part of the Columbia dining experience. Some are themed around holidays, like our annual Friendsgiving event, which features a Thanksgiving-themed menu in all of our locations. Our other most popular events include our inter-dining hall competition, Battle of the Dining Halls, and our end-of-year surf and turf dinner. In addition, we plan a bunch of smaller events throughout the year with a fun-themed menus. Planning special events is one of our favorite parts of the job. We love bringing our students together as a community for a fun night over good food. New student dining won't begin until the end of the month, but in the meantime, here are some ways you can stay in touch. One of the best ways to learn about what's happening at dining is to follow us on Instagram at Columbia Dining. We post pictures of our food as well as highlights from our events. Our Instagram channel is also great for parents and families who want to keep informed about their students' dining experience. As we mentioned earlier, our website is a great resource for information. You can find menus, hours, locations, policy and plan information, and more at dining.columbia.edu. Lastly, we encourage everyone to sign up for The Dish, our text messaging system, to receive exclusive info on events and other breaking dining news. Thank you all so much for joining today's session. We can't wait to meet you in a few weeks. We'll start with the questions that have not been answered.
Hi, so I see a question here in the chat that I'm going to go ahead and answer live. My name is Christina Hernandez. I work with the dining team. And again, as everyone said, we're really looking forward to having you on campus in just a couple weeks. I see a question here about dining halls operating during winter break, and the answer is yes. It will be on a more limited scale. Not all of the dining halls will be open, but there's usually at least one dining hall operating with some adjusted hours, as well as a retail cafe where you can get coffee. I see another question about food allergies, and this is an important question that I want to make sure to answer live because I think it probably impacts a lot of people. The question is, will food with allergens be labeled in the dining halls? And the answer is yes. The Columbia Dining team takes food allergies and special diets very seriously and has menus with labels at each serving station in the dining halls. So when you enter a dining hall, you'll see a key usually hanging somewhere in the dining hall, and it's also posted on our website if you want to familiarize yourself with it in advance. And so then when you go into the dining halls, it will say, you know, at the grill, if they're serving omelets or, you know, other items, it will be labeled with the different allergens as well as diets like vegan or vegetarian or dairy, etc. So that is absolutely something that you will see in the dining halls. And then you can also check menus in advance on the website, and those are also labeled on the dining website at dining.columbia.edu. I think this was mentioned earlier in the presentation, but daily menus are posted on our website for all of our locations. So it's a really helpful feature where you can go see what's open, when, and sort of plan your day depending on what you're in the mood for.
Hi, I did see a question about the eco containers. So you are able to use them in the all you care to eat locations, which are JJ's Place, Ferris Booth, and John Jay Dining. When you do go to one of our locations, you can always ask a cashier if they accept the to-go containers and the tokens at that location.
Rosie, I see a couple questions here about meal plans, about guest meals and weekly plans during breaks. Checking which plan you're enrolled in. Is that something that you want to answer? Maybe I think you can check your plan in SSOL. Is that right, Rosie?
Yes, you can check which plan you signed up for by going on our website, and it'll take you to the platform. And if you are signed up for a plan, it'll identify the plan that you're currently registered on and any past history as well. As far as guests, yes, those complimentary meals you can use to bring in a guest.
And there was another question about weekly plans during breaks.
There are specific plans that you can use during winter break. If you go on our website, it'll identify which plans are exempted. But most of the plans, yes, you can use it during winter break.
Thanks. There's a question about campus convenience stores where students can use dining dollars. We don't have convenience stores, but we have retail cafes. In the map that was shown earlier in the presentation, it was explained that we have traditional dining halls, and then we have a number of retail units where you can use dining dollars and for various things like coffee, and we have you know, grab and go items. And then you can also use Flex off campus, including at grocery stores and other local vendors, and that list of who accepts Flex is on the dining website as well. So between your dining plan swipes, dining dollars, and Flex, you have a variety of options to use both on and off campus.
I do see another question. Someone asked, when do the dining halls open? So we will be open, like Daphne mentioned, during NSOP, but first years will start swiping on August 28th. And all upper class and grad students can start on August 30th. So that's the start date for the fall semester. I see another question. It says, how much does it cost to swipe in if I'm not enrolled in a plan? There's set amounts that students can pay using Dining Dollars Flex or credit card. The rate it's $18.50 for dinner, $17.50 for lunch, and $13.50 for breakfast. Someone asks, can you please go over what Flex is again? The difference between Flex and Dining Dollars is that Flex is a taxable account, and it's accepted, like Christina mentioned, through many off-campus locations as well as Grubhub, where Dining Dollars, you can only use it on campus, and it is tax-free.
I see a couple of more NSOP questions. So for NSOP, we will be serving food starting the 25th of August. And what we do is our locations themselves aren't open, but we have a tent out on Hamilton Lawn, very hard to miss. And we go over there and we serve food out of that tent for those couple of days until, you know, our dining halls location open on Friday.
And Daphne, just to confirm, there's NSOP dining, and then when your meal plan becomes active, and can you just clarify that one more time? Like Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are considered NSOP meals, and then Wednesday, the dining plans become active. Those meals are still held outside in part of the NSOP tents, and then as you just said, starting Friday, the dining halls start to open. And that's posted on our website. You can find the opening schedule. Is that all correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I see another question here. Do your unused meals roll over to the next week? All weekly plans reset every Sunday. So if you chose a plan that consists of 15 meals a week, it's going to reset to 15 every Sunday. So no, they do not carry over. Only the plans that consist of an increment amount of meals carry over from the fall to the spring, but expire at the end of the spring term.
I do see a few more questions about the NSOP meals. Are they mostly sandwiches, or are they pre-made? It's actually all, there are a few sandwich days, but it's mostly going to be hot meals that we're serving out of the tent. You'll get beverages, you'll get sides, and a dessert. And in terms of, are the NSOP meals free? The first few are covered through NSOP, but those last 2 days that we are serving out of the tent, that would be part of your meal plan. So you'd be using your meal swipes for those.
That's right. So you begin using your swipes on Wednesday, September 4th. As far as families go, I see a question about first years. And there's a family meal for on check-in on Sunday, August 25th. And families are invited to attend the meal then. But after that, after convocation, families leave campus, and then it's just the students. There's a great question about seating in the dining halls. And this is something that, you know, I think when you arrive on campus and you'll start to get to know the different locations, and then you'll get your class schedule and you'll start to identify you know, a rhythm to your day and which locations you like to go to for different meals. And so we really encourage you to try as many different options as possible. And also think about different times of day that you might be eating, and when makes the most sense in your schedule, and when, you know, when you have time to go in and sit down for a meal, or when you might just pick something up to go and sit out on the lawns if it's a nice day. You'll also see that there are traditional meal times, like right at noon when everybody goes to lunch, and it might be busier. And you might find if you wait 20 minutes, you know, and not go, you know, right on the hour, it might not be so busy. So you'll start to find a rhythm once you get into your schedule. I hope that helps answer that question.
I see a question here. Do the cafes have food to buy, or is it just drinks? Most of our retail locations have continental breakfast items, prepackaged salads, sandwiches, granola bars, bottled beverages. So there are many things for you to choose from in our coffee shops.
There's also a question about where to get coffee on the day of check-in. And we do have locations that are that are open, and you can find, again, as I mentioned, we have hours listed on our website, and so you'll be able to see what's available on campus. But luckily also it's New York, and so there's lots of options, only, you know, a block or two in any direction for coffee, depending on what you're looking for. So again, dining.columbia.edu has a lot of information that you're looking for about our locations, hours, and when services begin.
I see a question here for the dining plan Z, which has 100 meals and flex dollars. These meals are applicable for all you care to eat? Yes. Any plan that consists of meals, you can access in all of our all you care to eat locations. And then the flex dollars can be used in the retail locations as well as the off-campus locations.
There's a question about water fountains on campus. And there are refill stations in all of the residence halls and a lot of the academic buildings. I believe this is something that is coming to the dining halls as well. There will be water available on during check-in and NSAP. So yep, you're never too far from access to that.
I do see a question about, do breakfast meals usually include fresh juices? We do actually have juice available like 24/7 in all you care to eat locations. We also do like a smoothie station every once and again in some Ferris booth, but also in John Jay every morning. So we usually do different blended juices and smoothies at that station as well.
I'm just scanning back through the live questions. I mean, I think we answered a lot of questions about NSAP dining and how that works. For students that are arriving on Sunday, the 25th, there will be NSAP meals for both you and your families if they're coming with you. Monday and Tuesday, there's NSAP meal service. On Wednesday, your dining plans begin. And so you'll use swipes to dine. Dining during the week of the 25th is outside. And then again, starting on Friday, the 30th, the dining halls begin to open and will be operating on their academic year schedule starting Tuesday, September 3rd. And all of this is posted to our website. I see something about tap water and if it's safe for drinking, and I will tell you, and this is something that you can search and verify for yourself, that New York City and New York State is known to have some of the safest and freshest tap water. I think in the certainly on the East Coast, and if not in the country, because we're very fortunate for the resources that we have in New York State. So yes, I would say that the water here is 100% safe for drinking. I think if you choose to have a Brita filter in your room, that's entirely up to you based on your preference. And yeah, fountains are cleaned. We have a very thorough facilities custodial staff, many of whom you'll get to see on a regular basis in the residence halls and in other locations on campus, and they take great care to regularly clean communal areas. And just the last question, there are nut-free options. This is an allergen, you know, that obviously that is taken very seriously, and you'll see in the main dining halls, there are nut zones where nut products are kept away from other food that's being served. So again, that's something that you'll see clearly marked in the dining halls. Thank you to our team today for presenting. Again, we're really proud of the Columbia Dining Program. It's a place where students come together, is an important part of the community. It's, you know, not just good food, but really great people, wonderful events, and we're really looking forward to having you on campus.